I first reached out to Tax Hardship Center after the IRS came after me for back taxes. At that point, I had no idea what steps to take, and every letter that showed up in the mail just stressed me out. So when I called them, it didn't feel like I was being sold something. They asked questions about my situation, explained the kinds of tax problems that they handle, and laid out what they'd need from me to get started. And since they helped me through it, I figured it might be worth sharing my experience, since they could probably help others as well. So in this video, I'll go over what Tax Hardship Center actually does, what it costs, the process I went through, and whether I think they're a good option if you're dealing with serious tax issues. The Tax Hardship Center has been around since 2012, so I knew right away they weren't some new company trying to figure things out. They help both individuals and businesses, and they can take cases no matter what state you live in. The CEO is actually an enrolled agent, which is basically the highest level the IRS gives for working on tax issues, and that made me feel a lot better about who I was dealing with. Plus, they've also got an A rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is as high as it gets. All of that together gave me confidence that this is a real service I could trust. Now, in terms of what they could actually do, the Tax Hardship Center covers a wide range of tax problems. For me, it was back taxes, but they also step in if you're dealing with levies, wage garnishments, payroll tax issues, or unfiled returns. They'll even handle regular tax prep for both individuals and businesses, which makes it easier to stay compliant after things are resolved. What I liked is that they don't just push a one-size-fits-all plan. They look at your situation, compare what the IRS or your state might allow, and then explain which option makes the most sense for you. In my case, they walked me through exactly what had to be filed, what penalties could be addressed, and how to prevent further collection activity. Once I agreed to move forward, the process was pretty simple. It started with a free consultation, which I had already done over the phone. After that, they became my representative with the IRS, so I didn't have to keep answering those letters or trying to make sense of everything on my own. They gathered the paperwork they needed from me, reviewed my finances, and then explained the compliance steps that had to come first. For me, that meant making sure everything was filed correctly, even the older returns I hadn't kept up with. Once that was in place, they went over the resolution options and showed me which ones I actually qualified for. From there, it was a matter of setting up the plan and making sure I stayed on track. And the part I really appreciated is that they didn't just disappear after the resolution. They checked in to make sure I stayed in good standing. And looking online later, I saw a lot of people had the same experience, saying once the company stepped in, they felt so much better and not nearly as stressed. Alright, so that's all well and good, but how much does it all cost? The initial consultation is free, so you can at least find out what options you qualify for without paying anything up front. And if you decide to move forward, the starting cost is close to $500, and from there the average client fee is about $3,750, but they'll give you a custom quote once they review your case, since every situation is different. One thing worth mentioning though is that they don't usually take on cases under $10,000 in tax debt. And while the website doesn't list prices directly, which can feel a little unclear, they do back everything with a 14-day money-back guarantee from the time the service starts. For me, just knowing I had that window gave me some peace of mind in case things didn't feel right. And hey, if you're considering using them, I'll leave a link in the description and down in the comments where you can reach out for a free consultation. That's usually the best way to get the most accurate quote and sometimes even a better deal than going through their website directly. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the Tax Hardship Center is a pretty small team. From what I could see, it's only a handful of people. In my case, that didn't cause any problems, but if you're expecting a huge call center with dozens of reps on hand, that's not what this is. Another thing is that their website doesn't list out all the staff credentials, so at first I wasn't sure if I'd be working with tax attorneys, CPAs, or enrolled agents. Once I spoke with them, it was clear they knew what they were doing, but I do think having that information up front would help build trust even faster. Overall, though, I'd say the Tax Hardship Center is best suited for people who have at least $10,000 or more in tax debt and want someone experienced to deal with the IRS or their state on their behalf. It's especially helpful if you've got a mix of issues like back taxes plus unfiled returns, or if you've already had a levy or garnishment put in place. For me, the real value was having a team that could not only resolve the immediate problem, but also keep me compliant moving forward, so I didn't end up in the same situation again. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up as it always helps out the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments below, since I try to answer as many as I can. And like I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in checking out the Tax Hardship Center, I'll leave a link down in the description that'll usually get you a better deal than going directly through their website. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.